That's right. The judge revoked the deal, saying Pinal County attorney Brad Miller does not have the power to enter into that kind of agreement.
I find that there is no authority that allows the Pinal County attorney to enter into the contract, no statutory authority that would provide for them to do that.
Now, Miller originally signed off on it last August. It would have delegated certain immigration enforcement functions to some of the personnel at the Pinal County Attorney's Office. In February, the Board of Supervisors filed a lawsuit to stop him. A day later, a county judge issued a restraining order to suspend that federal task force agreement with Homeland Security until further notice. And today, the judge revoked the deal. At least half a dozen Arizona law enforcement agencies, including Mesa Police, have a 287G agreement to assist with federal immigration enforcement. In the case, the county attorney argued the county could be classified as a political subdivision equivalent to any unit of government created by a state or higher authority to handle and enforce specific powers. This ruling from the judge did not sit well with Miller. He posted on X after the ruling, saying he's disappointed the lower court ruled against him today, saying this now means his office can no longer share information with federal officials to help ICE locate and arrest dangerous violent criminals before they commit a crime. He is planning to appeal. You can count on us to stay on top of any new developments. For now, I'm Vanessa Ariza.